I don't know if you boys and girls can hear that, right, but it is pissing rain at the minute here in Ireland. Absolutely just miserable weather. Kind of just, it's symbolic in a way to how I am feeling after watching that game of football. Absolutely miserable. I feel like I've been robbed. I feel like someone's actually physically come up and taken something from me. Anyway, let's get into it. Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly. You're very welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2, and Frank Lampard is still searching for his first win at Stamford Bridge as Chelsea manager. Oh my god, this game just didn't go our way. It really didn't. And first half was the definition of a shambles, really, from just... Do you ever get that feeling where the universe just doesn't want you to win, or doesn't want something to happen in particular, and just changes things to, I don't know, make sure whatever your goal is doesn't happen? That's kind of what it felt like for Chelsea in that first half, to be perfectly honest with you. Liverpool looked not at their best in the first half, to be honest with you, but they got an early goal thanks to a rocket of a free kick from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Could this goal have been avoided? Yes, if Christensen had not made a silly foul on the edge of the box on Sadio Mane. Salah lays it off on the edge of the box, and it's an absolutely brilliant strike. You got to hand it to Alexander-Arnold. It was a fantastic goal. But Chelsea continued to press after that, and were probably more G'd on, if anything else, as a result of that goal, and actually scored a couple of minutes later when Cesar Azpilicueta tapped it in from close range. And then the dreaded three letters that we have heard all season, VAR, rules out Chelsea's equaliser, and I was feeling absolutely awful after that. But the worst was yet to come. Emerson, who started the game after being injured, there was also starts, by the way, for Kante and Mount, who were both doubts for this game. But Emerson had to go off after Liverpool scored after 15 minutes because he was struggling. And Marcus Alonso had to come on. To be honest, if you're going to come off after 15 minutes, I don't see why Emerson even declared himself fit. I don't know if that's a case of Frank just wanting to go all out and play all of his best players to get the result he wants, or was it just dishonesty from Emerson that he wasn't fit enough, and he claimed he was fit enough. Obviously he wasn't if you're coming off after 15 minutes and just wanted to play in a big game. I can see where he's coming from, but next time he just needs to think more about the team, to be honest, if that is the case of what happened. But anyway, Chelsea's equaliser ruled out through VAR. Mason Mount was offside in the build-up, and by offside, lads, I mean literally that. He was that far offside. Like, his left baby toe was probably offside, and the referee gives it. It's the correct decision. He's leaning offside, but the letter of the law, it's got to be given. But oh my god, I'm sure this audio is getting absolutely destroyed because of this rain. But anyway, we're going to power on through it. But yeah, that was kind of disheartening, and what was even more disheartening was 60 seconds after that goal was disallowed from VAR, Liverpool went and made it 2-0 thanks to a Roberto Firmino header as a result of Chelsea just refusing to mark the Brazilian in the middle. He's good with his head for a tricky Brazilian player who's pretty decent, and his best assets are when the ball is at his feet. He's decent in the air, but not only that, the zonal marking, we kind of got away with it a couple of times prior to this again, but once again it's the zonal marking and just lack of man-to-man marking which has dicked Chelsea over once again. I don't see why nobody's marking Firmino. Like, there's 5 or 6 players there in front of him, 2 or 3 behind him. Like, why are we not marking Roberto Firmino, lads? Like, Jesus Christ, like, it's basics. It's basics. If you see that something is not working, you change it. Why are we still zonal marking? I don't know if this is one of Frank's philosophies or whatever, but it needs to change. You need to mark your man. We seen one in the first half where was it first half? I think it was first half. Yeah, there was a ball played in, and Van Dijk, instead of just letting Willian runs with him. When you're just standing man to man, you're always running that risk of conceding. You're always running that risk, and it was just shocking defending from Chelsea. It went from bad to worse then just before half time when Andreas Christensen also got injured, adding to this list, which is now just getting out of hand, to be perfectly honest. I don't see like, how does this keep happening to us? We've so many players out injured. N'Golo Kante came back today. Mason Mount, again, as another player that came back, but probably wasn't fit enough to start. He wasn't at his best today. Like it's incredible. It's like the universe is trying to dick Chelsea over like this many, you know, in a club where if you don't get off to a good start and if you're not getting results quickly off the bat, you're going to be, you know, questioned by everyone. It's such a fine line, and there's so many questions asked of a Chelsea manager all the time that, like, it's just Frank's just getting so unlucky, man. He's getting so unlucky. But we came out for the second half and we were by far and away the better side. We missed so many chances. There was a chance I didn't mention in the first half. Tammy Abraham misses a one-on-one with Adrian. Now, Tammy has been doing fantastically well so far, but if you want to be considered as one of the top strikers in the league, if you want to be considered as Chelsea's #1 striker, you need to be taking them chances. He's one-on-one with Adrian. To be fair, Adrian does very, very well. Narrows the angle, makes himself look big, and really forces Abraham into the decision, and in the end he just kicks it straight at him. It was very good goalkeeping. He probably won the mental battle there, Adrian. But second half, Chelsea were quick out of the blocks, but Liverpool could have made it 3-0 at the start of the second half when there was one cleared off the line. Great save by Kepa. But from that moment on, Chelsea just battered Liverpool and had so many, like, I wouldn't say so many chances, but we had enough chances to not only draw but even win this game. I know it's a big statement, but we could have won that game today. We easily could have won that game, and in a game where you could have won but lost, it's absolutely incredible. And I was just questioning, how are we going to get this many chances and have this much possession and be this dominant and not get a goal? And finally we did. And the one really sparkling light from today, N'Golo Kante back from injury, and what an incredible goal it was. Turns Fabinho in the middle of the park, drives on, but was probably waiting for a run from someone. I think it was Batshuayi who was on at that stage, or someone like that, Mason Mount either. And like, nobody closes him down, and it's an absolutely brilliant finish into the top corner, and one Frank Lampard himself would have been very, very proud of. But Chelsea continued to huff and puff. Mason Mount then, with just, I think it was 3 or 4 minutes left, misses a great opportunity, and I think it was that chance alone that nailed home for me that he wasn't 100% right today. Again, it's one of those situations where is Frank just trying to play the best players he can to get the result, no matter, you know, how injured they are? Is he just trying to, you know, play his best team, or has Mason Mount been slightly dishonest and just wanting to play the biggest games, which again is understandable? But as I said about Emerson, you need to think about the team. N'Golo Kante might not even be right today. We've seen N'Golo Kante, not even 100% fit, dominate Liverpool today and in the Super Cup a couple of weeks ago, and he was then out for another 5 or 6 weeks with injury because he wasn't 100% right, and he still dominated Liverpool, and he did it again today. But Liverpool, not the most convincing, but at the end of the day, all anyone's going to remember is the result. So fair play to them, they've got the result. 6 points, or 6 wins rather, out of a possible 6. They've done that last season. They actually went as far as winning their first 11 games last season, but they're very close to doing the exact same thing again this season. They've got 6 wins out of 6 now, and are looking very I wouldn't say good, because they weren't good today. Liverpool weren't good today, lads, and this was a game that Liverpool were definitely there for the taking. But they're getting results done, they're being consistent, they're being efficient is I suppose the right word I'm probably looking for. But Chelsea have a couple of games coming up now. I think I mentioned them in the last video. I think Brighton, Newcastle, Southampton, teams like that all come to the bridge in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, if we play anyway like that, we hopefully are going to get a few wins. But it just feels like this wait for Frank to get his first win at Stamford Bridge is just dragging on so long, man. I just can't wait for when it does eventually happen. But at this stage, it doesn't feel like it is going to happen. But we've got to keep our heads up. But today was just, I don't know, I just feel like we could have easily got a win there today, and we didn't, and we lost. Like, to get nothing out of that game, I genuinely feel robbed. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Obviously, there was a lot of controversial moments, the VAR one being a big one. Will Liverpool win the title? I mean, they're looking, as I say, efficient, they're looking consistent. I wouldn't say they're looking particularly sparkling, but they're getting results, and that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, really. It doesn't really matter who's playing the best football as long as you get results. But yeah, it's so frustrating. But I'm proud of the performance today. I'm proud of the heart and the desire we showed. Defensive frailties are still very much there to be seen. and now Andres Christensen joins Antonio Rudiger, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Emerson, I suppose, as well on the physio's operating table. But again, Fikayo Tomori was brilliant today, absolutely world class again. He's looking like a real proper player and looking so confident in everything he does, unlike Kurt Zouma beside him. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going to wrap it up today, lads. I'm just feeling absolutely frustrated and down and just horrible at the minute. So yeah, it would mean a lot if you subscribed, leave a like as well. Also, myself and Jack, our Shy Talk podcast is now on Spotify. You can stream that, clicking the first link in the description. You can also subscribe to the Shy Talk channel. That link is also in the description. Please do subscribe to this channel. We're trying to hit 300 subscribers very, very soon. So yeah, any support towards that would be greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll chat to you in a while.